Prague looks imperial in the late summer sun, visual echoes everywhere of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. But there is a political undercurrent here which says things are not right. A poll this year suggests 75% of voters are unhappy with the European Union. Vaclav Klaus was a Eurosceptic when it was entirely unfashionable and maintained his view during a decade as president. He says he admires the British vote to leave as a popular uprising, the sort that should be repeated across the continent.
The demolition of the European Union would be great. The change in Europe can't start from the top. It must start from below, in two meanings. From below, I mean in individual EU countries, not in Brussels. And from below means not by the European elites, but by the common people, by those who in Great Britain voted to leave.
Prague Castle and plenty for the tourist to marvel at. Much of this dates back to the Holy Roman Empire, another indicator for the body of opinion here that, like Britain, their country is special. If there's a comparison to be drawn between here and the UK, it's not really about things to do with immigration, since there's almost none here. It's more that both countries share a sense of a glorious history, of an independent spirit, that on some level they're a bit better than some of their neighbours. And in that, both countries seem to regard Brussels as being a block to their sense of self and to their sovereignty. And this is how it plays out. Just outside Prague, this little town is well off and there's a baby boom. They wanted to ask the EU for money for a new kindergarten, but instead were offered a cycle path, which they don't want, so they're building the school themselves. The mayor wants to stay in the EU, but thinks it's on its last chance.
We need more sovereign policy for Czech Republic, and I really hope that the Brexit could be the real last call for European Union to change the deep changes.
Whether the Czechs hold their own referendum may depend on the ability of the EU to get over its enormous differences, and there isn't much sign of that. If this country next door to Germany did vote out, it would be just as big a shock as the Brexit. Laurence, Al Jazeera, Prague.